Okay, so now we need to talk about the first thing in every speech. I mean, no, the first thing we know is analyze the audience. We know how to do that. So after you've analyzed the audience and you're starting to write, have your topic. So here's an easy thing to do. We need to do the introduction. The introduction has three parts. We're going to have to gain attention. Then we tell them what we're going to tell them. And then we're going to tell them how we're going to tell it. So this is the first thing. Number one, how we gain attention. Think about gaining attention like you're trying to get someone's attention. You have about 10 to 15 seconds. Because after 10 to 15 seconds, y'all, they're playing Angry Birds. They're doing something they are not doing you. They're gone if you don't grab them. Like, hello there. Hello, hello, hello. And it doesn't work. And that's why we get turned off so easily. So the first thing we do is gain attention. An easy way to do it is ask a question. We ask a question, but it needs to be open-ended. How's everybody today? It's not open-ended. How today, it's just a question we ask things. Like, have you ever wondered what it's like to do whatever? That's a yes or no. That's not what we do. It's like, as you wonder about the world, how many fish are in the ocean? And people are like, What's the sky look like at night? Open-ended question. Or why do birds sing? Wait, why do birds suddenly appear every time you are near? Carpenters, look it up, epic song. Those are open-ended questions because it allows the audience to go more than yes or no. Yes or no limits what we can do. And so as you're asking this question, do not ever ask a question you do not know the answer to. Do not ask a question that you do not reasonably know how the audience is going to respond to it. Because if you don't, you haven't analyzed the audience. You've forgotten the first thing in every speech, analyze the audience. And so as you're doing this, bam, now we have an opportunity to ask that question. Number two, a fact. We can tell a fact, 60,000 people are this, or 25 people do this. 1 in 3, it's you, it's me. Make it approachable so people understand. Because 300 million people having depression in the world is not a big deal. But if we say, hey, 300 million, the world has like a gajillion people. But about 300 million is the population of the United States. Imagine on a globe, the whole entire United States, and that's who has depression and has systemic and has depression. Or, 1 out of 3 people are messed up or no, oh Lord, I hope not. 1 out of 3 like Pepsi. 1 out of 3 are stupid if they like Pepsi. But, 9 out of 10 dentists prefer. Things like that. And help people understand those numbers. Number 3, tell a story. A story needs to be relatable, though. It needs to fit your topic, and it needs to be short. As we're telling these stories, it's got to engage the audience. You've got to engage their sight. They need to be able to see the story, smell the story, taste the story, touch the story, hear the story. And this is where we can use those vivid words. I mean, think about it. If you're talking about if you're teaching us how to make cinnamon rolls, you probably need to describe grandma's kitchen where you learned how to do it and how the smell. And you've got to use the visuals and you've got to talk about the taste. And this is where you use those speaker skills we talked about earlier. That's how we gain the attention. Now that I've told you the story, blah, 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 and that was the first time I ever tasted my grandmother's cinnamon rolls. Today, I'm going to teach you how to make it. That's the thesis. Today, I'm going to teach you how to make grandmother's cinnamon rolls. Okay, great. That doesn't tell us how we're going to. Okay, so I'm going to do that by showing you a little bit of the history, the supplies you'll need, and how to do it. The step-by-step instructions on how to bake it with some tips. And that's an introduction. And now that we've said, here's my story to get you And you're thinking, oh, cinnamon roll and the drool is slobbering down. You're like, ah. And now I'm going to tell you, here's what I'm going to tell you. Here's how I'm going to do it. Then we can transition to the body. The introduction is that simple. Fact, story, question. Never, ever, ever a joke, because you aren't that funny. If you think you want to start off with a joke, don't. Even comedians don't start off with a joke in their sets. They start off with a story, and the joke is at the end of it. They don't come in, hey, and so she said. No, they tell the story. And that's how you make a great introduction. Remember, gain their attention. Tell them what you're talking about, and tell them and set the roadmap of how you're going to do your speech. Hey, those things will help you become a better public speaker, and people will love you. Ish. Enough. All right. Happy introduction, y'all. Love you. Bye.